Assalamualaikum to our lecturer, Dr. Ahmad Rais bin Mohamad Mokhtar. In this presentation video, my group members and I would like to present about our study on the impact of online and distance learning (ODL) on students' performance on Bachelor of Business Administration Honours Islamic Banking BA 249 on Part 5 students. Before I continue our presentation, it is with great pleasure that I would like to introduce myself and the other members of my group. My name is Mohamad Irshaduddin bin Khir. The other members of my group are Aidatul Asyira Binti Mohammad Azami, Hidayah Binti Bakar, and Nurliyana Binti Idris. I will start with introduction for this study. As we all know, the COVID-19 illness epidemic is spreading by the day. Many educational institutions, including a school, college, and universities, were forced to close as a result of this. Due to the closing of this education institution, all classes are now conducting online. So, this study to investigate the impact of open distance learning (ODL) towards undergraduate students from Bachelor of Business Administration Honours Islamic Banking BA 249 and their performance throughout the ODL. Let's move to the statement of the problem. Due to the increasing pandemic of COVID-19, all forms of teaching and learning are changing from face-to-face to online learning methods. Online learning has a wide range of consequences of both students and teachers. Thus, the purpose of this study is to determine whether online distance learning (ODL) has influenced the performance of BA 249 students based on a variety of factors such as internet connection issues, online learning skills, student commitments, and the impact of current circumstances during online distance learning (ODL).
The research objective for this study are: first is to determine the impact of internet connection problem on the student performance. Second is to determine the impact of online learning on the student academic performance. Third is to determine the impact of student commitment towards student performance. And lastly is to determine the impact of current circumstances during online distance learning (ODL) on student performance. Research question. The research question for this study are: first is, does of internet connection problem have any significant impact on the student performance? Second is, does of online learning skill have any significant impact on the student performance? And third is, does of student commitment have any significant impact on the student performance? And lastly is, does of current circumstances during online distance learning (ODL) have any significant impact on the student performance?
This particular study aims to see the significance of study impact of ODL to the student performance. The student study are also to go through a continuous learning process while being able to learn more effectively and through the ODL introduced. Instructor can also innovate in providing a platform for more systematic and efficient teaching methods and also information delivery. ODL also can help improve the quality of the learning process by providing useful information about the student and the activities that have been carried out by them in the online learning system. The literature review have said, which is open distance learning, student performance, internet connection problem, online learning skill, and the lastly is a current circumstances during online distance learning, which is ODL. According Harasim and Holbert, learning on the internet from a distance enhance both independent learning of those who prefer learning individually as well as collaborative learning through group activities. While the She and Bachelor are said blending online and face-to-face learning offers students more fruitful channel of getting linked with their peers and instructors. According to the CMIS, online learning means a form of e-distance education where technology mediates the learning process. Teaching is delivered completely using the internet, and blended learning is the practice that combines or blends traditional face-to-face instruction with online learning. Next is a student performance. In general, student performance refers to the student achievement such as exam result, assignment, and presentation performance, quiz, and so on. In a nutshell, it's a refer to a student performance in class. According to the Anderson and Garfield, a basic principle of learning is that students learn to do well only what they practice doing. Assessment is a continuous process, the primary purpose of which is to improve student learning that's set by groundline. According to the GMA said, it is acknowledged that assessment has a profound influence on what and how students learn and how effectively they learn, and the quality of assessment is an essential feature of successful teaching. The third is internet connection problem. Most classes are online and rely on high-speed internet. The internet has harmed the quality of education for university students. When the internet freezes, students will miss out on a part of thought, and the ambience and learning environment are not the same as sitting in a classroom with a lecturer and also the classmate. According to the Bakar, Even, Lee, and Chang, poor internet connection is still impeding distance learning because coverage and also errors at the home. This has an effect of their performance to their academics. For online learning skill, in the literature on the remote learning, the abilities and competence expected of learners are listed. The current research define and classify the knowledge and learning skill as metacognitive, emotive, technical, and effective. This classification can, is assumed, be used as a guide when deciding informally how to design the learning processes, how to determine the willingness and learners, and when to identify the content of orientation work ready to enable students to develop online distance learning skill. Online learning skill also train to students to use the new learning method. Students can use the skill in learning such as using online platforms such as Powtoon, Canva, and so on from them to do their assignment or to produce their video assignment. Fifth is student commitment. Student commitment is conducted about the responsible in academic, spiritual, and social activity, which is how they can manage it during online learning. Besides that, the knowledge-centered learning environment provides rigorous content and introduce ideas, facts, principles, and also concepts at the right time when there is a need to do so. Here, learning makes sense. Students are respected and connected, and they should be prepared to ask the question and understand the content that they are taught to build their knowledge rather than simply memorizing it. That's said by the Tittle, Brown, and Miller. Lastly is current circumstances during online distance learning, which is ODL. Online distance learning (ODL), or also called as online learning, is a form of education where the main elements include the physical separation of teachers and students during teaching and the use of various online platforms to facilitate communication of students and the teachers. The unexpected change to online learning become a measure of organizational agility that, according to the WHO, with diverse academic institutions primarily focus on the transfer of educational content to the digital world and not specifically on online teaching and delivery method.
I'm going to share about the methodology. In this participant of study, student Bachelor of Business Administration Islamic Banking in UiTM Puncak Alam, have 67 students from the population of varsity better in the study. For the major instrument, we use the research confidential method, which is survey. The receipt consists of 3 sections. Section A includes the demographic background of the student. Section B consists of the question regarding the independent variable, and it has 4 factors, which is a skill, belief, self-direction, and also the integration. And the last section is section C, include the question regarding the student performance on their last semester during online learning. Next, for the data collection and analysis, the online survey links is distributed to the selected through WhatsApp and Telegram group. After that, the data will be collected and then has been analyzed by using Excel and Google Form. Next, we continue with the finding in the study for the survey response rate. It usually expressed in the form of a percentage. We can get the percentage response rate by dividing the number of people who answered the survey with the number in the sample. Based on the calculation, the response rate is 59.8%. Next, we move to demographic background. The pie chart shows that the gender of the respondent from the Faculty of Business Administration out of 67 respondents. There were 11 male, 16.4% and 56 female, 83.6% who have participated in the study. The age of the respondents who have answered the questionnaire are ranged from 20 to 25 years old and above. Second pie chart, 33 respondents, 49.3% are between 21 and 22 years old, and 31 respondents, 46.3% and are between 23 and 24 years old, and 3 respondents are between 25 and above. And next, the pie chart is there are 3 residential areas, which is rural, suburban and urban. 50 respondents, 22.4% from rural, 22 respondents from 32.8% from the suburban, and 30 respondents which is 44.8% from the urban. Based on pie chart, the outcome of the number subject previously taken by the respondent, it shows most of them took 6 subjects, 46.3%, and only 4 of them, 4.5%, took 5 subjects, which is the lowest in the pie chart. Based on the pie chart, show that the result of the respondent according to have the children under the age of 18 living in the household. There were a big number of majority answer by the respondent, which is 50.7 yes and only 49.3 no. Based on the pie chart, show that the result of the respondent according how many children under the age of 18 live in the household. Part 5 students charted the highest, which is 16 respondents, 48.5%, having the 1 children under the age of 18 in household, while they charted the lowest number of the who having the 5 children under the age of 18 live in household, and only the 1 respondent, 3%.
Okay, next I will explain the belief factor part that have 8 questions in questionnaire. For chart 1, there are 23 students agree that they are able to easily access the internet as needed for their study, while 21 of them are strongly agree with this. For chart 2, there are 26 students agree that they are comfortable communicating electronically, while 12 of them are feeling strongly agree. For chart 3, there are 28 students agree that they are willing to actively communicate with their classmates and instructors electronically, while 12 of them are feeling strongly agree too. Next, for chart 4, there are 31 students agree that they are feel that their background and experience will be beneficial to their study, while 11 of them are feeling strongly agree with this statement. For chart 5, there are 28 students agree that they are comfortable with writing communication, while 13 of them are feeling strongly agree with this. For chart 6, there are 31 students agree that they are possess sufficient computer keyboarding skill for doing online work, while 15 of them are feeling strongly agree. For chart 7, there are 27 students agree that they are feel comfortable composing text on a computer in an online learning environment, while 11 of them are strongly agree this statement. Last chart of 4 belief factor is about the student feel comfortable communicating online in English. Most of them agree with 27 students vote for agree, and 25 students still ambiguous about the communicating online in English.
Next, skill factor. So based on chart 9, there are 29 students neutral that they are motivated by the material and internet activity outside of class, and there were 27 people feeling agree against it. For chart 10, there are 24 students neutral that learning in the same in class and at home on the internet, while 70 of them failing disagree. Move to chart 11, about 27 of them neutral that they can practice English grammar during internet activities outside of class, and 23 students is going to feeling agree. Next, based on chart 12, there are 28 students agree that they feel that they can improve their listening skill the same using the internet and in class, and there were 22 people feeling neutral against it. Based on chart 13, there were 25 students neutral that they believe learning on the internet outside of class is more motivating than a regular course, and there were 22 people feeling agree against it. For chart 14, there were 31 students neutral that they believe a complete course can be given by the internet without difficulty, and there were 22 people feeling agree against it. Move to chart 15, there were 24 students neutral that they could pass a course on the internet without any teacher assistance, and there were 70 people failing agree against it. Last chart for skill factor is they believe that material in an internal course is better prepared than a traditional class. 31 of students vote for neutral and 60 people vote for agree.
I will continue with self-direction factor. So, based on the chart 17, there are 27 students agreed that they are self-directed person when it comes to learning and studying, and there were 26 people feeling neutral against it. For chart 18, there are 28 students agreed that they are self-disciplined and find homework time is easy to set aside reading and homework time, while 23 of them feeling neutral. Move to chart 19, about 28 of them agreed that they are able to manage study times effectively and easily complete assignment, and 27 students is going to feeling neutral. Last chart for self-direction factors is about setting a goals and have a high degree of initiative. Most of them agreed, which 26 students vote for agree, and the remaining 22 of them still ambiguous about their goals. Next, I will proceed with last factor in this study, which is interaction factor. For the first question in this factor, we can see majority of them agreed that they enjoy working with other students in groups Y or DL, and there are also those who disagree with this statement but are still counted as a minority. Next chart, we can see that there are 27 of them agreed that they feel that face-to-face contact with instructor is necessary for learning to occur, while there are 17 and 16 students strongly agreed and being neutral with it. In this question again, we can see majority of them agreed that they can discuss with other students during internet activities outside the class because today technology ease them to connect with each other using internet. This chart also showed the majority of them agreed that they can work in group during internet activities outside of class. Students nowadays need to be adapted with today's technology to move further. Last question for the interaction factor, where 33 students are agreed that they can collaborate with other students during internet activities outside of class. This may be because they are familiar with their classmates before the pandemic COVID-19 exists.
On the chart show that the result of the question, the one which is the most recent CGPA that 67 students respond. There is a total average for most recent CGPA is 3.5, while the total for minimum value is 2.97 and the maximum value is 4. Based on a pie chart show that CGPA total semester of student Bachelor of Business Administration Islamic Banking from 67 respondents, 92.5% of them get 3.1 until 4. 7.5% of them get 2.1 until 3 for the CGPA. Based on the pie chart show that CGPA previous semester of student Bachelor of Islamic Banking, out of them get increasing GPA and 26.9% of them get the decreasing GPA. Conclusion, the total of 67 respondents from Bachelor of Business Administration Islamic Banking in UiTM Puncak Alam for Part 5 student fully answered and were recorded for this study. Basically, online learning and student performance can be improved by providing students with appropriate facility and method to motivate them. Lastly, students can also inspire themselves with the spirit of online learning by continuing the technology as essential to their academic success.